very quickly, okay? And then you're going to be frustrating because you worked so hard to get it to work. So maybe I'll go back to 36, just reviewing the most basic pathways that you can get. The examples of pathways are just like a nice rectangular box. You're not going through a bottleneck. And so how many ways can you go from A to B? If you use the formula, you just count horizontal and vertical, right? You count how many steps you have to take from one point to the other. That's your top. And then in the denominator, we divide out the horizontal steps and the vertical steps. So we got to make sure we divide that out. In case you're wondering, what does this have to do with identical objects? Imagine if you think of the steps you're taking, you're having a word that is east, 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 so 3 east and 2 souths. So if I told you how many ways can the letters in this word be arranged, you should be like, oh, well, there are 5 letters, there are 3 e's, and there are 2 s's, right? And lo and behold, you end up with the same thing. So this is very much related to that, okay? And so you can think of when you rearrange, you're trying to figure out how many different ways can you get from A to B. It would be in you rearranging this thing, okay? So that's how many pathways there are. Let's go to 37. We started this last class, and we ended up with 90 ways. And this is where it's very important that your study sheet has factorials all the way to 8, I would say. 8 factorials, 40,320. So because you're going to see a lot of repeating factorials, and you don't want to be typing them all in every single time. It's going to take too long. And so we ended up with 90 different ways to get from A to C in this. So this is like a bottleneck. Okay, this is your bottleneck. So you must go through that point in order to continue. Okay, so that's and so the and, right? So it's basically from A to B and B to C. Like you have to travel in these. You have to chunk it up. I will leave. I don't know if you tried it, but I'm going to leave this one to you. So here we're starting here, and we're supposed to go all the way to D, which is end. It's our end destination, right? How are you going to break this down? I think I'm going to leave this up to you for a little bit because I'm going to walk around, right? You're going to go A to B, then B to C, then C to D. So you're going to have 3 brackets multiplying, okay? And if you already did it, way to go. I will give you the answer. I will go over it in a bit. I wanted to take the chance to do the third case and hope. I don't think this one is necessarily harder. It's just you need to know what scenario, what case are you looking at. Okay. So maybe let's go to 38 here. You're going through a middle point, but there are multiple options. And the answer, the key here is that you need to think of OR as well. So the OR is inserted into this scenario. Okay, make sure. So if I asked you how many ways can you travel from A to B, so you start here, and your ultimate destination is here. So please first think it through. Don't just do numbers right away. You could do option 1. You would go what? A to D, right? And D to B. Okay. Option 2, is what? You're going to go, you're going to start at A again. You're going to now choose to go through C because remember, you've got 2 points to travel through. So we're going to go A to C and C to B. Okay, so this is where the OR comes in. Okay, that's the new part here. There's some addition here. You're not just multiplying, you're also going to be adding. So let's do these separately. So option 1. I don't necessarily do this later on in my key. I don't necessarily break it down like that. You'll just see me doing just one long line. But option 1 is A to D. How would you do that? You count, right? You got to be comfortable with a bunch of boxes, but just look up here. You count 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 steps to take to D in total. So 4 factorial over. You're going to go 1 horizontal, so that's 1 factorial, and 3 factorial. How do you know you're doing this right? Well, these 2 bottom numbers should add up to the top. And from D to B, you count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 again. In this case, it's 3 factorial because you're going 3 horizontal and 1 factorial going down like that. Okay, let's crunch that. That would be 24, and this is 6 here, right? Just make sure you do take your time. 3 times 2 times 1, right? This is 6. 6 times 1 factorial is just 1. So you've got 6 in the denominator. And then the same thing happens on the other side. Sorry, in the other bracket. It's just 6 here. Clean it up even more. So now you grab your calculator. 24 divided by 6 is 4. And this is also 4. So you got 16 for option 1. We're good? What's wrong? This is wrong? Hannah? From A to D? Well, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So you kind of have to be okay with all the boxes. So I will maybe just highlight this fact here. This is where I get my 4. Right? The 4 are from that part. And then from D to B, I go this way. That is the other 4. Does that make sense? So, and you start there and then you walk, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This way. Okay? Keep asking. I'm okay with you asking. Option 2. So it's getting a little messy, but just watch. Follow my pencil here. If you go from A to C, ignore everything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? 2 and 2. There's 4 steps to go from A to C. So this is 4 factorial. And it's 2 sideways, 2 vertical. So it'd be 2 factorial, 2 factorial. And then from C to B, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's again 2 this way, 2 this way. All right, clean this up. This is 24. 2 times 2, that's just 4. And then the same thing here, 24 and 4. Clean that up even more. This would be 6. And this is 6 as well. 6 times 6 is 36. And now total is simply taking the 16 and the 36, and you've got 52 ways. So the formula is, in my opinion, is preferred here because it gets messy if you just do it that way. So I want you to practice the one on 37. So page 37 and page 38 right now. So there's one of each. If you're done both of those, I believe I have one more, a page or two after this. Yeah, right next door. If you need more, page 39 is there. And I can look for the key. I can look for the key and post these, page 39 in particular. And then the answer to the one on 37